you hear out of Alex or Sandy at all?
What's that?
Did you hear out of either of those two?
No, I didn't send anything out yet, so.
Guess 3 out of 5 works, right?
It does.
No Kyle tonight?
Kyle had his second child this week, so he's out.
He had a baby?
Yeah, well.
I didn't know the Tiger King was the president of the South Dakota Municipal League. He looks like the Tiger King. You ever see that Netflix special?
No.
Oh. What the heck's his name? Joe something.
Exotic.
Joe Exotic. I mean, come on, right?
No idea.
Well, after the meeting, you will see. You'll see a
Go home and
picture,
Google this.
and I will show you this.
And clearly, not in the know. Who we got?
Both of them.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's fine.
We got 2 chairs.
I know. One for my purse and one for me.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Are there any additions to the agenda?
No additions.
Then I will look for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second, all in favor? Are there any visitors to be heard outside of the public hearings? Seeing none, we'll move on to the public hearing for the conditional use permit at 220 South Lincoln.
Commissioners, this is a conditional use permit applied for 220 South Lincoln for a short-term rental in keeping with the new short-term rental ordinance that you passed. You recommended the city council pass, and the city council passed earlier this year. It's from Chris and Cody Vanderkoy. Applicant is here tonight to answer questions and speak on behalf of the application. Really have no comments. Everything seems to be in order here, and I recommend approval. That would be the opportunity for the applicant to speak in favor.
If you got anything you want to say, otherwise, if anybody's got any questions,
I think it's been a
Comments?
wonderful addition. We stay surprisingly full. Right now, we're hosting a group of farmers that are farming out by Viberg. They're from Wisconsin. They're from Minnesota. Last week, we had a group from Wisconsin that's a construction crew by Beersford. We stay very full, and I know they bring their money to Lennox, and these are people that wouldn't otherwise stay in Lennox, and they spend a lot of money in town. And when we clean out, we see a lot of the sunshine food, grocery bags. I know they go to the bars at night, they keep them very busy. So, yeah, I think it's been a very positive thing for the community. We're able to vet them. We use Airbnb, and I screen all our tenants, so we know, we look at their past approval and their past ratings before we allow anyone to stay with us.
I have a question. Do they eat, do you prepare meals and things
No,
with them
no.
too?
Separate entrance, they're all on
Okay.
their own, so they eat
They
in
do
town.
their own thing?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
give them a recommendation of local restaurants, so I know they spend a lot of time at the local restaurants here, but in the grocery store, they have a place to cook.
Thank you.
Commissioners, one of our concerns on all of these short-term rentals is sales tax, so we have to verify yet with the state that Airbnb is remitting. Airbnb is supposed to do that on behalf of their clients, or I'm not sure how their partners, I'm sure how they term that. And we don't have verification of that, but it is not these clients' responsibilities to do that under Airbnb's rules. VRBO is different, I believe they're responsible on their own. So. And the same for our other applicant that'll be coming up soon.
I motion recommendation of approval for the special use for conditional use permit for 220 South Lincoln.
Second?
Motion and a second, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Motion carried. On to the conditional use permit for 600 West 7th.
Commissioners, this is a conditional use permit for the same use at 600 West 7th by Gary and Tracy Abbott. The applicants are here tonight to speak in favor of their application. This is roughly 2,000 square foot Airbnb here in town with a radon system, 4-bed, 2-bath split level, with a fenced yard and 4-car driveway. Everything else seems to be in order. No comments and recommend approval. Again, make the same note on sales tax with Airbnb.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion, or any discussion at all?
Is that a second from Benji?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright. Conditional use permit approved. On to the conditional use permit for 1005 South Blaine.
Commissioners, this is a conditional use permit for a single-family attached dwelling unit in a commercial zone. It is a conditional use inside the commercial zone. This unit will be attached to the existing building, and they do have drawings in here for your review with regular, it'll be slab on grade, regular foundation walls. It will be replacing the siding on the building as well, matching it up with the new siding. The shingle roof to match, sidewalk along the property line that currently is without, if I remember right, part of it.
No,
All of it is without. So that would certainly be a good addition to the neighborhood. This is like I said, a conditional use in the area. We discussed at length with the applicant their plan. It's a great plan. Everything that we needed was submitted. You'll note that there is a sales tax license included in there. We include that because the primary use in the commercial districts needs to be commercial. And so that is still going to be the case. This is an allowable use on that lot.
Anything you would like to add, Randy?
Main thing is, the whole idea, we don't need all the space we got in our house now. It's just me and my wife, so the thought was to just get a nice slab on grade. We got property already there. Improve the neighborhood. We only live 3 houses up the street from it, so that's kind of what our thought was. We thought about it for the past few years, and then had a little water issue and got able to my house, so.
It was convenient time.
Yeah. Turned out not to be a water issue, but anyway. So, yeah, I don't wanna wreck the neighborhoods. I don't wanna put a steel building, I don't wanna put a two-story building, I wanna put just a nice matching, it all would kind of flow with the neighbor. Visited with the neighbor, the older gentleman next to me, asked him if he had any objections, he didn't, he said no. He said it's gonna shade his lemon trees, and he said that's probably good. But it, basically, if you're familiar with the area, it's pretty much near the building that's there, just turn the other direction. So the roof line would be a little bit taller because the building that's there is 32 feet, this is gonna be 36 feet. There'll be a little valley between connecting the two buildings together, but pretty simple. And then we put an approach off of Blaine, if you see the drawing here. Nate, I checked with Nate with the driveway, the setbacks and stuff, and it sounds like it's okay to go. We come right off Blaine. The water and sewer exist, there's water and sewer in the existing building now. Basically right off of the corner, we would just tap into the sewer for the new build, the new house in the front of the building with clean out, is that what you call it?
Yep.
Out in front. And then the water would come through the building. I checked with the power company, had everything located. There's a gas line that we'll have to move, relocate it, the power line. I can come up there if that's okay.
Yep.
So XL line comes through here and just loops across to right here. The gas line comes right here. Those two would be moved. The power would come in here to the new building, and then it would run through the ceiling and power this building back up. I do have a heater in here. This heater is vented out here. That would be through the roof now. And then right here, we run a fence all the way down and across here. And then the sidewalk would be here. And this is the street that you're talking about, you were asking about earlier.
Yeah.
So, can you go this way? So right along here is what Butch and Rock told me, there's a sewer line that the gentleman that lives in that house, that acreage or that farmhouse
Yeah.
there, he had access to put a sewer in there.
Yeah.
And then this gentleman asked about sewer and water. He asked me if he could come across the property. I said no, but we didn't, me and Kurt, if he dug up the road, but then Nate, I think he checked with the city and they said no, they couldn't. He couldn't hook onto Blaine for this property here.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
It's kind of on a.
It's a bit of, I mean, if you look at the rest of the properties over here, it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Those three properties,
Is this by that storage unit?
yeah.
yeah, this is
This property
storage
here,
unit.
this property here, and this property here, should have never been platted.
Yeah.
See, originally, these were all, I think there's 5 plats here, or 8.
Probably 5 lots, yeah.
And then this, they built this building, and then they got it too big, so then we just kind of redid everything.
Yeah.
And then I purchased this property from Kurt 3 years ago, and then, it's weird, this line is actually up here, I believe, because we got 33, our property line comes right here, but we get 33 feet of the vacated street.
Yeah.
So that line technically should go through,
Yeah.
from what I understand. You can't build anything or do anything on it, but.
Yeah. It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
So let's take care of
We
it.
pay tax on it, I guess.
Yeah.
Got the new tax deal.
Yeah.
So, and,
Is there a formal easement on that?
not that I'm aware of.
Because aren't they using that as a driveway for the?
It's a
Yeah.
shared driveway.
Which is why there's, again, this is a platting disaster.
Yeah.
Kurt had to sign a piece of paper after he ended up with both of the buildings from Butch, saying that he would allow people to drive on the road.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if there's anything legal saying it, but it's just a gentleman's agreement as far as I know. The traffic, there's really not any traffic. Every now and then somebody will come over here,
Yeah.
but it's pretty quiet. And then I just live up 2 houses
Yeah.
So is this a rental property?
No, I live there.
So you live,
You can go down.
well, you don't
He
live,
lives to the
He
north.
currently lives like 3 houses away.
Yeah.
so what is this?
So I'm gonna sell my house.
I see your,
If you guys give me permission to
Yes.
live there, I'm gonna sell my house when that is sold, then I'm gonna break ground here.
I see.
And then we just can have a slab on grade home for us, cause we're hardly ever home anyway.
Randy's getting old.
Yeah, I am. I'll be 50 soon. So that's the idea, and that was, anybody have any questions with it?
That sewer, that's like a private sewer that,
To this property,
It's the
see
surface.
this little pipe right here? From there in a straight line to somewhere here in the street, he's tied to the city.
It's serving that house over there.
And I believe he's out of the town, out of the city limits,
Yes.
So that's the only house that sewer line
correct?
serves? Wow.
Yeah, our sewer and water comes right here into the building. And then his sewer and water comes right over here, and there's a fire hydrant right there. And it's really weird, there's a fire hydrant there and a fire hydrant there.
There's a lot of.
And then the next fire hydrant's a long way, a long ways down.
good insurance coverage, right? Good insurance.
Yes. So, yeah, that was kind of our thought process. That's kind of how it all kind of started. We talked about it for a while, and like I said, we did do our water, and I had me up there, so I talked to them. Any other questions?
If I can make an unofficial recommendation, it doesn't have anything to do with the conditional permit, but just looking at the restroom, or restroom across from the front door, you might consider moving that door.
What's your question?
Well, it just, more of a suggestion really, is having a bathroom straight off of the front door.
So the idea, there's a bathroom right here.
Yep, to keep the efficiency of the equipment.
In the building, existing building, there's a bathroom and all the water comes in right here. We were thinking, where do we put a bathroom for people who come over? The only bathroom is gonna be the master bathroom with the tub and a shower. We really don't want people going through, so we're just gonna put a stool. The door isn't there though, it's over
Okay.
here.
Perfect.
Cause this got
that'll
changed
work a lot
many, many
easier.
times since I
No.
gave it to you.
Like I said, just an unofficial
Yeah.
suggestion.
Okay, from the architect.
Yeah, the rooms aren't big, but we don't need a lot of space. That's kind of how everything started. What do we do with the spot? Thought about, okay, put up a building and then you could rent it out the building to businesses, and then it's like, well, why do we want that? You know, just another headache as far as, you know, taking care of stuff. Then thought, well, we could do you could have a small event building and then the people out here put up the event center, so it's like, what do you do with this space other than just mow it?
Yeah.
So then they're talking, what if we live there?
I'll make a motion, we approve, the conditional use permit for 1005 South Lane.
Second?
Thank you.
Motion and a second. Any more questions or discussion?
I have a question. What is the next step? Okay, finish.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
We'll get you the actual permit and then you can go ahead with your.
I can do it. So it's approved, so from here on out,
Building permit process.
okay.
Yeah.
But I don't have to get a permit tomorrow.
No,
I can do it 6 months from now.
you can do it 3 years from now.
Okay.
No.
The plan is, as soon as we sell,
Okay.
and then start, then live in a tent up there. Just kidding. He already said no.
I mean, you can probably live in a camper as long as it's not parked on grass.
Well, I know where there's 2 campers we could camp out in. Right next door. Thanks, Randy. Yes, thank you guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks, Randy.
Okay, on to the minutes from the March
Yes.
closed public hearing at 7:16.
Thank you.
Then we'll go on to the minutes from the March 28th meeting.
And motion to approve the minutes from the March 28th meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. We've got no Kyle tonight. He had a baby.
Yes, they had their second child this week, Tuesday, a beautiful baby girl. So Kyle's gonna be out this week and probably most of next week, but, his report is in, your packets, if you wanna read through any of that, it's also on, board docs. I won't really add much to that, I won't do any justice to it. Obviously, building permits are slow this year, we haven't seen a whole lot come through, with the exception of the very large, school, addition permit. So that was a big one for us. We do anticipate tree work on code enforcement this year, both on sidewalks and streets, and then probably later on ash trees for the dead and disease ordinance. So just know that we will probably be out and about taking care of some of those this year. Some folks are going to be getting letters and notices, and with any luck, we won't have to actually go through the mitigation process. But that's something we want to try and handle this year.
Residents are required to either take the trees out or treat them?
For ash,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, in their own yard, they can kind of do their thing, but as soon as it becomes a dead or diseased tree, it becomes subject to our nuisance vegetation ordinance.
I see.
So they're advised to do something
Mhm.
and not just let it be.
Yeah.
It's going to be handled one way or another. So.
I'm asking for others, not for myself. Just kidding, I have 3 ash trees.
Yeah.
I've got none.
Got 376.
All mine. Dear and dear heart.
Anything else?
And move to adjourn?
Got a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?